Hey friends, this is Liron again. Thank you for joining me in another drawing lesson. This time we're gonna learn how to draw the human head in profile view. Okay, we'll begin this by drawing a simple circle. And what you don't know is that I had to record the opening part of this video like 5 times because I kept saying hand instead of head. Yeah, that happens sometimes. So I restart the camera and then I start recording again, and then I say thank you for joining me in another drawing lesson. This time we'll learn the human hand, and then I'm like, no, we're not drawing a hand, we're drawing a head. Man, I'm glad we're past that, right? I'm glad we're past that point. Okay, so I'm drawing a circle. I'm being very careful here. You're not gonna see anything yet because I'm drawing using very, very light lines here. Maybe you can see some of this, not everything, for sure. Don't worry, I'll make the lines stronger in a second. What we're gonna do in this lesson is just one way, and it's not even necessarily my way of drawing the human head, not hand, in profile. What I prefer to do with almost anything is it's just the way I am. I prefer to open a reference and just look at that and draw it. And it's partly because I'm lazy and I won't actually like to sit down and draw all the preparatory lines and all these things. But I know it's an effective way of teaching it, so this is why we're doing this today. Let me check and see. Yep, it looks like you can see that circle, and it looks like that circle is not perfect, and so I'll try to correct it a bit. Okay, I'm going to try to do this mainly in real time because it doesn't require much. It still doesn't look good. It looks like a squashed potato. Anyway, I'll try to do this in real time because it's mainly line work and sort of things that are simple to do in real time. Okay, now let's go over the lines yet again. I hope I'm not tiring you because I want you to be able to see this well. People outside are actually vacuum cleaning their homes. I don't know why the entire neighborhood decided to do that right now, so I shut off all the windows. I mean, my room is completely closed off. Yeah, it's a good thing I have the light set up, or else it'll be dark as well. Okay. This is the circle. Great. Now what we want to do is divide it using a horizontal line in the center. This is what I'm going to do now. Draw a horizontal line that'll divide it about in the center. Now the trick to getting lines like this, just to draw them and not have them squiggly and shaky, is to use your entire elbow. This is what I'm doing, using my entire elbow for the for this kinds of lines. And now we have this as a guideline, and we want to add a few more things. So follow me here. I want to add another horizontal line about in the lowermost part of the circle. I forgot how you call these types of lines that touch the edges of a circle, like in math. I'm not sure how to say this in English. But anyway, this is the line. And now, finally, we want to add another line that's about halfway through here. So it's about here. This is very important. These are some of the most crucial lines here. Great. Now that we got these in place, what you want to do is add another line right below these ones and have the distance as the same as this one. Okay, so just look at it, try to measure in your mind. You don't need it to be 100% accurate, but you do want it to be similar. And I know I'm asking you to sort of trust your senses, but this is what I do, and so this is what I want to convey to you. I don't have to draw a vertical line in order to judge what the distance here is. I simply trust my senses and my intuition, and it usually works. But if you find that you need to sort of see a line here in order to measure the distances, go ahead, by all means do that. I'm just trying to show you kind of how I approach this. Okay, so the next thing we want to do here is create a line that'll be not a vertical line, just like I said in a second ago, but not through the center. We want it to go a little to the right. Now, there is no, for me, there's no accurate equation for that. I just look at the center, take a little to the right, and that's it. That's my spot. Okay. I don't want to say it's. I can't even say like 2/3. 5 quarters, whatever. 5 quarters. Yeah. But I just go to the center, take a bit to the right, you'll do good. Okay. Man, I'm really ambiguous in this video. Okie doke, we got that line in. Now we actually begin defining the shape of the face. And to do that, we'll take this point here and connect it with this one using a sort of vertical yet curved line. And look at what I'm doing here. I'm sort of using a very gently curved line to do that. Okay? Awesome. Now let me readjust the camera for a second and I'll be back really soon. Okay, I'm back. Just wanted you to be able to see better what I'm doing. So now that we're done with this line, and you see how I sort of created a curved, but kind of, I try to make it as vertical as possible. Now the next thing is to add the ear. Surprise, surprise. And we're not gonna overcomplicate this, and I do want to make a tutorial specifically on drawing the face, and it'll include the ears as well. But I will keep it simple. Now, we can use another guideline here. Look at this line. Try finding the center point and drop a very bright line. This is where the ear reaches, about the halfway. You know what? Even more to the left, a bit. So don't touch the line we just drew. Funny, we touched the line not to use it. And the ear sort of begins, it doesn't reach this line and it doesn't reach this line, it sort of just sits in the center. I do want to get it to reach a little lower. And I'm really trying to work on when I'm filming, sort of slow down and try to get the lines to look more accurate. I do know that it's a problem I have. I promise it'll improve in the next few videos. I really try to pump these out in a very at least 2 or 3 a week, so that I can get better at it. So and not just so that I have a million of videos. Okay, now what we want to do is connect the lower end of the ear with this part, and we'll do that drawing a very gentle curved line, okay, like this. Now when you actually draw a face, this line is barely visible. It's the jawline that is really you can barely see it. The only thing that hints that it even exists is the shading in this area. But for this example's sake, I do want to to show you how it looks. So we will draw it. Now, I have to mention here that the figure I used as a reference for this was actually a female figure, and things would be a little different with a male figure. We will have a more defined jawline. Perhaps it'll even have a break here. I will do another video on a male character's face. I'm not sure in profile if I'll do the same angle. Ooh, a hair. It stays here. Darn it. Okay, I'm not sure if I'll do it in the same angle, but I will do it. So now let's add the neck. And the thing with the neck here is that it will be much longer than you'd imagine it to be. Maybe some of you. I know many of them. A lot of people are into manga these days, and I noticed that manga really distorts reality, which is fine. I used to love manga, but the thing is, it sort of makes people think that the neck, for example, is very short, and all sorts of anatomy things that. And you know, everyone's free to draw in whichever way they see fit. The thing is, if you do aim for accuracy, anatomical accuracy, then you do need to draw this correctly. This is it, you know, I used to draw a lot of comics-like style of drawings, and it's perfectly fine. Really not against it. You can't be against anything when it comes to art. I mean, you need to have some a view that it's sort of liberated, I think. Anyway, this is the neck. I barely explained, but what you do is you want to continue this line of the circle and sort of in this area, the bottom part of the circle, break and move back in the opposite direction. Creating this sort of a curved, angled line. This is the back of the neck, and this is the front, and don't forget to get this part in. And the final step would be to actually define the contours of this part of the head. I know this is getting into drawing the face itself, but I won't get into that. But I will explain how it works, like really quickly and really simply, because I do want you to understand where everything goes. So you may have noticed that there is sort of a break before the nose that breaks inwards, and then the nose moves outwards. This happens exactly in this spot, about the ear, the line of the ear, where the center of the circle we drew is. And so we break inside. Not break inside, it sounds like breaking into someone's home. We break into the circle, and then we break outside, and where the nose ends is about the lower part of the ear. So you kind of get this line, and then you go back around this area. The nose is a very tricky part of the face, I will say this. Next, and this is perhaps one of the more important guides we drew, is this line, because it represents, in fact, where the lips meet. So this is how it goes, okay? And finally, the chin. So you just go back and draw this curve here. And there you have it, it's the chin. You can make it a little more graceful than I did and not have it protrude more than the lips, I think. Sort of like this, little gentler look. And finally, I will say that this line does need a little more, it doesn't need to even be here. Just now, in this stage, it's not going to be visible. Perhaps only this part. This one definitely not. But you do need to get it in if you want to get the shape of the head correct. And this is basically it. Let's get rid of some of the guidelines. I'll do that in quick time and in time lapse, and just so you can see how it looks. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I deliberately left some of the lines visible, and you'll notice how this line we previously had represents where the the eyebrows go. And the eyes are around the area again of where the top part of the ear in this dent. Okay, and again, this is not a tutorial on drawing the actual face, so I'll just leave it at that. But this is where the eyebrows go. I just don't want to get it, because if I draw the eye, then I draw everything else, and I don't want to do that. So thank you so much for watching this video. Do check out my website. And if you want some more personalized help, subscribe, please. And I'll add a link to sort of a text article on this video. I publish a text drawing lesson with a few of the main key advice from each video. So check it out, subscribe, like, comment, do whatever you can to help me with these videos. And I'll see you again really soon. Bye bye.